Fallen Fruit began in 2004. When we started, it was myself, Matias Viegener, and Austin Young, and we got together and thought about the place in which we live, which is the neighborhood of Silver Lake in Los Angeles, California.
We noticed that people were getting in their cars and driving 3 blocks to go get a lemon at the grocery store and passing by, 2 or 3 lemon trees, tangerines, avocados.
There were over 100 fruit trees that existed in or over the boundaries of public and private space, and that the majority of these trees were completely ignored.
So we mapped the trees that were all in the margins of public space in Silver Lake.
And we called the question, who has a right to use public space and who has a right to this public resource which was being ignored? Fast forward 10 years later, and we are now at the Skirball exploring fruit through other materials and histories and ideas of public participation. The work here is inspired by one particular document, which is a 17th century ketubbah from Italy.
This is where you saw the pomegranates. Is that right? Here?
You know where we're seeing them is like not here, because we're thinking the actual fruit looks like pomegranates, because you see the way the pomegranate has a little opening on the top.
And you have Adam and Eve up there, and the see, it says Hanachash, the serpent deceived me and I ate. So Eve is speaking there. That's her, and that presumably is Adam. What we're looking at is what is called in Hebrew a ketubbah, which sounds funny in English. Sounds like a musical instrument, but it literally means a contract. And this goes back to a very ancient custom that says when a woman was married to a man, that the man was to issue her a ketubbah, a written guarantee, that were he to send her away, the modern term we use for that is divorce, that he is obligated, number one, to see to her material support, and number two, to refund her dowry that she brought to the wedding.
And this document is fascinating because there are symbols and allegories that intermix with the images of animals and fruit, representations of the Garden of Eden abstracted into what would be a legal contract about relationships. And for the work we do and the way we think about people in the public, this is an incredible opportunity to explore how in a contemporary way we express love and commitment to people.
The Skirball was so inspired by the project that we ended up retrieving this ketubbah that Austin and David found, conserving it and putting it on exhibition in our core exhibition for the public to see in association with the art that Austin and David have created.
We were seeing all these images of pomegranates, so we got excited and then really thought about the meaning of the pomegranate. Fertility, marriage, love. We wondered what if we were to do a show that was all about love and the pomegranate.
In addition to that, we hosted a public fruit tree adoption, and specifically pomegranates, where we invited the public to come participate and adopt a pomegranate tree.
We're also asking that they consider planting in front of their property next to the sidewalk, say, where they can share it with their neighbors.
Does it need to be in a shady area?
They prefer sun, and they can handle a lot of sunlight.
I think one of the most important things my mom taught me about caring for plants is to talk to them. So every time you pass your pomegranate tree, say hello, say I love you, and it really will bear more fruit for you.
We took this opportunity for call and response kind of environment where we propose questions to the public about love and what makes for a meaningful relationship.
Try to have good communication between both partners, honesty. Stay away from lawyers. Don't break up. That's good advice.
Another aspect of what we're doing here is creating a custom wallpaper that celebrates the pomegranate itself.
We're using the wallpaper as a just sort of connector for the exhibition and a way to look and meditate over the pomegranate and what it might mean in culture.
And then portraits that will be collected from public participation about people photographed with someone they love that will be curated and reinstalled on top of the wallpaper pattern, creating a different form of community or portrait about how one might investigate the representation of love through image making. Smiles are a universal gift. Every culture understands it.
This is Yuval Sharon. He's an opera director. The president of the Skirball is over here, Uri Herscher and his wife.
It was maybe the authenticity of the images that really spoke to us. We looked for the snapshots and the candid moments that maybe are personal to the person in the image. However, there are also these moments that would speak to the broad public. So they were not chosen randomly, even if they're presented that way. They were chosen quite carefully. The thing that I have learned from doing this work at the Skirball is to really take the time to think about ancient culture and to really think about heritage and how symbolic and allegorical meaning moves through time and space, and how often fruit is used as a way to present these ideas.
It's really fun to do a show like this where you really get to go further in depth about a fruit.